Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Roscoe's Tavern viewing party of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15. And tonight, we have some very special guests joining us.
We do. I'm gonna need. Let's
Clear
make
some
some
space.
way right here because we couldn't go around outside. There's lots of snow. We have queens that barely know how to walk in heels. Let alone do it.
It's me.
Let alone do it in snow.
It's my kitten heels.
You know. All right. How we doing, Roscoe? Are we ready to have a good time? Well, do we have a show for y'all?
Yes, we do.
I'm super, super excited. I did not take off my eyeliner from my hand, so if you're wondering, it is not a... I look crazy.
Don't read her.
How much time do we have before this starts? Like a minute. Hopefully within that minute, we can get them over here. If we cannot, I want to remind everyone at YouTube to go ahead and push subscribe. Push that subscribe button.
Like it.
Yeah. And then do we have any other reminders that we need to remind anyone?
Yeah, make sure you
at
guys are drinking tonight. House of Luck cocktails. Yes, I see. Also get you a stack of onion rings.
Previously on RuPaul's Drag
All right,
Race.
we'll welcome them on
serving
the first commercial break. So let's just go right into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our three beautiful guests. Now, we have to give a very warm and special, even though you're not still in the competition, you're definitely still in our hearts. So please make some noise for her and make her absolutely loved.
Work, sugar.
We loved watching the both of you. We loved watching you together and apart. But how does it feel that one is still competing and one is at home?
You know, it's very similar to when I pushed this bitch out of the womb. You know, we're 57 minutes apart, so like, I mean, think about it. I was cooped up in that womb for like 9 months. So I was like, bye bitch, and I got comfy. So honestly, me going home was kind of like nice, you know? Like, ooh, not the... Well, what's a good distance for the mic? Like, are we talking like a 5-feeter, like up close?
It's her first time.
How can I put it? Let's just put, right there. Like you're about to deep throat, but not really.
We're making love to the mic tonight.
There you go.
I
That's
love
gorgeous.
that.
It's on, bitch. You shady bitch over there.
No, Amethyst was off. Her microphone was... She's like, how do I work this? They're new.
Well,
Don't worry, Nana's here to help you.
Yeah, not Nana.
Sugar and Spice might be upset that Sugar has left, but Amethyst, how are you feeling that Sugar's gone?
I mean, no, it was really sad. It was hard watching that.
So
Because it's
hard.
like, you shared a womb.
I
Did
know.
y'all
And RuPaul's like, lip sync.
I know.
For my entertainment.
Walking in there, did y'all feel that was gonna happen eventually?
Dumb and Dumber over here.
All right, we got it.
But you know what? It was only right that I kicked Miss Sugar out of the competition because she kicked me out of the womb all those years ago, so I got my payback. Right.
We need a new bit. I'm already bored. I'm done with the womb. I'm done with
We
kicking
need a
out.
new canned bit.
I know. But honestly, wasn't that everything when Miss Selena, she came for us and she goes, so this is what you guys do? You do rehearsed lines? And then I like came back. I had a canned bit for being a canned bit.
Right.
I was like, yeah, we're canned and bit. And she was like, oop. So, you know.
So let me ask you about this really quick. Your relationship with everyone, because we've seen that at first and I'll be the first one to say we went through our down and then ups. We were like, okay, what are these twins gonna give? Really? And then we absolutely fell in love with you both.
You definitely
We
grew.
really
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
So how was the relationship with your cast that way as well?
You know what it was? I feel like we walked in and we have this thing whenever we get into drag. Like it started when we were doing TikToks like in our house. We looked at each other before we recorded like a bit or a video and we would like whisper, we go, it just dropped.
It just dropped.
So, and that's not the balls dropping, that's like the Molly dropping, you know? So
You have
what
to channel the Molly.
You have to
Yeah.
channel like you're rolling, but like without it. Because that's the powerful thing. Like once you do drugs once, you're like, oh my God, this is inside of me. I can take this out whenever I need. So like right before Like, right before we walked in on the entrance, we looked at each other. The producers were like, what's going on? And we were like, it just dropped. And they were like, oh, an earring, a nail, we're
And it's dropping now.
All right. Amethyst.
Wow.
Do you want to elaborate a little bit on what's going on and how you're feeling at this very moment right now?
It's not as bad as I thought. It's still bad, but it's not as bad as I thought.
It was kind of giving. Oh, can this work? It's on. Oh, it's on. It's on. Are we on?
Oh, girl.
Amethyst, I feel like you were kind of giving like hot Flintstones couture with the cheetah.
Yeah.
It was cute.
Thanks.
I like it.
Pebbles realness.
I'm just devastated that, like, our whole game plan was that I'm the seamstress, Miss Spice is the designer, you know? So, like, that was going to be our thing. We were going to get all the girls mad because I was going to sew both of our looks. It was going to be cunty, stunty, ready to get funky. But, you know.
Well, my twin didn't get cast, so
I know.
We wanted to get the girls mad. We
Like,
were like,
that
that's
was
why
our
we.
plan.
That's why we weren't good on the show together. We're too like much of a producer. So
Yeah, like, if y'all haven't noticed, we're secretly just trolls. Like, disguised as, like, TikTok twinks, you know?
Right.
So, like, my thing is, sometimes I just be getting bored. Especially on reality TV, these...
I'm bored.
Let me ask you this. Did you both?
Can we go back to Amethyst?
Wait,
sorry,
did
go
she
back to Amethyst.
wait, did she finish? I could have sworn she finished.
She didn't finish.
She
No.
didn't. Go ahead, Amethyst.
Someone get the cum
I'd
rag.
much rather listen to them. Like,
No, keep going.
It's so good.
No, Amethyst, please tell us. No, elaborate on exactly what was going on.
I fucked up. Yeah. Like, that's all. I mean, so I didn't know how to sew going into the show. Yeah.
It happens.
I was
It
that
happens.
girl.
Who
You know
keeps
what?
co-signing
No,
over there?
you know
Let
what?
these girls talk.
Because how boring would it have been if we all knew how to sew?
Well, I mean,
You're welcome.
Thank you, Amethyst. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm handy with a glue gun.
What else are you handy with?
A glue gun. And if I'm being honest, I had a concept in my mind, and it was very similar to yours. And I know there was no ill intention behind it, but I
Just
looked.
whore. Just
no,
whore.
I looked. Yeah, slutty. We be doing that.
Just say you're not good at sewing and go.
I remember glancing over at your sketchbook and seeing like, oh, I was gonna do that, and then I kind of flipped my paper over, and that's when I started this gold hot mess. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Now, was that before or after the walkthrough with Rue?
That was before.
Before, okay.
Yeah.
So after that, that even just...
Yeah.
Shoo.
Yeah. I also like didn't want to make it a thing between us. Like, you know, I'm like,
you and Rue have a connection?
no, you.
Oh! I thought you meant like you and Rue, like between you two. I was like, oh, it's not just Robin. Okay.
Yeah, we had similar.
What's going on here?
Okay, but
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Let's clear up some
should talk
Robin
about that.
Amethyst.
We should talk about that.
Okay.
Let's clear it
Yeah,
up.
enough
So-
about the not sewing.
Yeah, so we get it. You can't sew. I
Right.
mean, so we're moving on. So, so this has been like a big thing since the beginning of this season.
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
Well, that's what we want to know.
We want to know.
Did
Why?
the show give it more significance than it needed to?
Absolutely.
Or it did?
Absolutely. I mean, when I saw
We're on in 5.
Okay, when I saw Robin like walk in, I was like, we're gonna have to address this at some point. I'll explain after.
Okay, so let's go right back to what we were talking about with Amethyst.
Right, right.
Let's get right back into that. And
Yes.
I was saying, when I saw her walk in, I knew we were gonna have to like address it at some point. But it was like, I think it had been over a year since we were in cahoots, you know. So like it wasn't even like the first thing I thought of. I was really excited to see her, and then I was like, oh, we're probably gonna have to address that at some point. And then so I was like ready to talk about it, but I did not expect it to become the thing that it did.
Was it a long term or a short term?
Very short term.
Okay.
Because I remember.
Y'all, it was a hookup.
Oh, see, I was under the impression that y'all was like,
Yeah, they
you
made it
know,
sound like
bumping
they were
pussies
dating.
for
No.
weeks.
One of us wanted something more serious, and the other did not.
Word.
That's all it was.
So she wanted
Who?
something more serious. Amethyst did not.
I didn't say that. In my opinion,
Oh, you watched last week's episode.
So
I
how
study.
was Robin
I study.
in bed? How was Robin in bed? Let's just cut to it.
I said, how was Robin in bed?
She said beautiful gowns. Beautiful
Beautiful
gowns.
gowns.
Beautiful
Great
gowns.
gowns.
Well, I'm happy you survived it and you're here to tell the story because,
Yeah.
you know,
You live to tell. You live to
you
tell.
live to tell.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's I did not expect the whole like, well, who broke up with who and like all that. And People Magazine putting me in a headline. Like, it's just, I guess. I don't know. I just wasn't expecting it on Drag Race. You know, maybe the real world.
And it wasn't a breakup, right? You just ghosted him?
Yeah, pretty much.
We're
Pretty
just
much.
clearing the
I
air. We're just
1000% own up to the fact that I am a terrible texter and communicator.
It's kind of
And that had a
iconic,
lot
though.
to do with it. What?
I feel like that's a fun personality trait. It's like, hi, my name's Amethyst, and I'm a bad texter. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what? Let's just cut right to it. You
Yeah.
know?
I'm cool with that. I know
Sugar.
other people aren't, but
Sugar and Spice, I have a question for you too. Okay, did you always plan on auditioning together? Or did you think like, hey, why don't we do it separate? We can do our own thing. Or did you think we're stronger as a unit, let's go in together?
Well, with us being twins and Sugar and Spice,
You're
we know.
twins?
I know, right? We're actually triplets. Another one's coming out over there. But with us being twins, we love the fact that we get to do it together. Like I was saying, it really is our special bond. So if we were going to audition for the show, we always knew that we were going to do it together because also, I didn't grow up watching Drag Race. I grew up watching America's Next Top Model. And I don't know if y'all remember season 7, Miss Amanda and Michelle.
Yeah.
I saw myself in them. I was like, oh my God, we have to be like that, but on Drag Race, like the twins. So, yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If you two were to do Alt Stars, would you do it together or would you do it separately?
God, no. I mean, we would definitely do it separately because, I mean, honestly, that's why I'm kind of happy. The silver lining in me getting the boot is if I stayed, it just would have been the twin thing.
It's too much of a twin gimmick.
You know what
honestly.
it is?
We're
We
not
love a
seen as our
gimmick.
own. We're not seen as our own solo.
Right.
We're
Well,
artists.
we kind of contradict ourselves, right? So it's like we do this together. This is our special bonding thing. But going on, because on TikTok, that's how we present. It's our brand. It's our job doing it together. But on the show, we were excited to kind of really show our differences. But then you're like, bitch, you wore the same runway but different colors every week. So you know, we're kind of a walking contradiction where it's like, but also it's like we're twins, so let's lean into it. Like, it's kind of
There's
pointless.
10,000 drag queens in this world. I say if you have something different about you, stick with it, explore your weirdness, and that's when the success is gonna come.
And with that,
From
You
the
look
House
so
of
good.
Massage, give it up for Amethyst and Spice.
The hot glue gun girls sitting next to each other.
okay, how was that for you two?
I mean, in the wise words of Gia Gunn, these other girls think they're giving couture, but
Oh, God.
they're actually giving hot glue. So that was my motto with this. Yeah.
you look so good.
Honestly, I was nervous to see it because I'm like, I redid it a couple days ago. I took pictures in it, like the new version of it, how I do it now. So I'm not that mad at it. I mean, it's cute.
I'm
Feel
just
that
devastated
hair.
I wasn't there because I would have gave you some sort of boot and a glove and it was cute, but you know.
not sugar reading me already. Okay.
We could have zhuzhed it up with like a glove and something. I was dying at you walking so slow because you were like, bitch, if I do one wrong move, this is gonna fall.
That outfit was about a bust at the seams. I was like so perfectly. I kind of call it like flip side cracker drag. We would always do it on TikTok, where it's kind of like pinned and tucked in the back, but you look good from the front. But then you turn to the side, and it's like, So flip side cracker drag.
That
Yeah.
sounds like
Kind of-
my dress that I was just wearing. There was a reason I had a fur. What do you call that thing?
Caftan.
So-
you
that
don't
no, the
know.
thing in your.
Shawl thing.
Shawl.
It's like a shawl, but not really. Like, what
There
is
was
that
a
called?
reason
She
I had
doesn't
that on. I had it was all safety pins in the back. Yep, and I was leaving the workroom and I was like, and I grabbed it and I ran and I put it on and that's that.
Well, I'm curious about the other hosts here. Do y'all think it's more important to be able to sew or to have style?
Well, the challenge is to sew. Spice. Did I get it right? Yeah. No, I think the challenge is to sew. So, I mean, yeah, you should have style while you're sewing. But do you think it's safe to say that you two were lucky that you got that choice of fabric? Because the other
I
material
think
was
we
terrible.
lucked out. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
We had like the bed sheets and pillowcases, which honestly was like the easiest to work with.
Well, on Spice's note, I think it's beneficial to do this in a group challenge. For the ones who can't sew or are better at hot gluing, you have people like Lux who have a good eye for fashion who can help you like make things look better on the runway. So
Yes,
it was very
Lux
smart.
did help me sew the little bit of the skirt that there was. I mean,
Same.
it wasn't really a skirt; it was more so a belt. But I love a mini skirt as a belt, you know.
So let me ask you, ladies, this: watching it back, who do you think was the strongest group out of the three?
I feel like Dolly Parton's.
That is the House of Matthews.
Yeah.
So House of Matthews, you think was the strongest
Dolly
group?
Parton's group was phenomenal. Yes.
Wait, what?
I would agree.
House of
She meant
Matthews?
Lucy Liu.
I would agree. Yeah.
Amethyst?
I think like style-wise, collectively, I think we did really good.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think we should give credit to Cressley. Yeah, they had the hardest material to work with.
That's all the
leather,
plaid,
yeah,
right?
And
And the
the
leather.
plaid and the leather, but they turned it.
Is there any one of the looks that stood out to you the most? Like one look? Like who would win this challenge?
What kind of gagged me? Anitra as a blonde? I didn't recognize her.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right?
but gagged as in like, or gagged like, word.
You better
bitch.
never, Anitra.
Hold on. It's not Anitra. It's the blonde wig, maybe. Who knows? We're still discussing it.
I feel like she was kind of giving bimbo horror, and I love that for her, you know? So it was interesting.
Okay, well, I was about it. Hold on. This is, I'm not being shady. Anitra, I love you. Anyway, this goes to what you were saying about style, like, and sewing. Just because you know how to sew doesn't mean you know how to style something. And I think that look was not styled great.
Welcome, queens.
That was it.
What's the tea, girlies?
All
What's the tea?
Okay, so let's talk about these critiques.
And the wig that Anitra had on would not look good on anybody, by the way. So it's not an attack on Anitra. I just wanted to say that.
Touch base.
It was
I know, she's
just
like
want to make sure. Anyway, go ahead.
She's
What were you gonna
crossing
say?
her T's and dotting her I's.
She's
We love you.
duck walking and fucking her way to the bank, so she's
Hello.
Okay, so let's talk about these critiques. Amethyst, they have really read you down the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's safe to
No,
say
they have.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm speaking motherfucking facts.
Yeah.
So, was there anything that they said in the last few weeks that they have given you that you could have worked on? Because
Yeah.
it felt personal, if you
So,
ask me.
I mean, the whole padding thing, everything I brought was fitted to my non-padded body. So the issue with padding is, A, I didn't have them. Irene did leave me hers. They were so fucking huge because she's fat. And
Is she
girl, she
padded
talked
now?
shit about me last time she was here. I don't want to fucking hear it.
Is she padded now?
What?
I
Save
think
it
you're
for
giving
the
body now,
reunion.
though.
No, I'm not padding.
word.
And yeah, so like that's
I like
I
this
wanted to
Amethyst.
work on it. I took the nose critique. Other than that, they didn't like have like anything for me to work on, which was annoying because I wanted like constructive criticism, which I never got from Ross Matthews.
I was just gonna ask you: Do either of you
I mean,
feel?
Still waiting for a funny joke.
Do either of you feel
Honestly.
that Ross maybe had been one of the judges that didn't give you anything to work on? Do either of you girls feel that way as
Every
well?
fucking time.
I don't really remember Ross. Is that bad? Not in a shady way. I just blacked it. I don't remember.
I mean, we saw with, it was the acting challenge when Michelle was trying to help Sasha out. She was like, I know you can do better. It's like, girl, well, what can I do better on?
Michelle,
Something.
she'll give you like constructive criticism. Like
Does she?
Yeah, compared to Ross, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, oh, that's true. I mean,
Ross
it's still not
just
there, but yeah.
Sat there and insulted my look the entire time, and he did that bullshit where he was like, you know when you are like 8 years old and you just took a shower, right? And you come out of the shower and you wrap it around like you're wearing a dress and you just parade around the house. That's what this reminded me of. And it just didn't work. Like what the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
So Ross had his own canned bits. I love that.
Honestly, I was done with Carson because he told me they cut it out, but he was like, you know, if you're gonna do Trisha Paytas, like you need to be picking icons, and she's not an icon. And I felt like saying to you. Okay. Sorry, not everyone has to do Dolly Parton for the 500th time. Bye, girl. And then we cut it out of my YouTube video because I was like, you know, we shouldn't be problematic. But with Trisha, she was reading Carson down. He was like, what does he even do? He's from Queer Eye from 2001. Girl, bye. So,
And
Carson, I love you.
On that note, we're back. I live.
All right, they're gonna play another episode of something else, but we're gonna talk to our we're gonna talk to our girls up here. But first, can we give it up for Amethyst one more time, Roscoe?
And listen, Amethyst, you, for doing drag 2.5 years, and you are given an opportunity of a lifetime. No doors closed. All doors are open for you. The sky is the limit. Congratulations. You're going to be absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
So, in this moment, how are we feeling?
It sucks.
I think you're in the perfect place to be able to feel this tonight. I don't know if you hear or you know, but these people love what we do, and we just thank you so much for being here tonight. And you know, we do this, we love our job, but we love getting to be able to see you do what you love to do.
Yeah.
And 2.5 years, like Naysha said, like I just shed a little tear for you because you have so far to go and grow, and we look forward to watching and seeing your journey. So thank you.
I could have, sat home and watched this by myself, but I felt very comfortable coming here because I knew you guys would give me all the love. Thank you. Thank you.
Amethyst.
Is there anything from this experience that you really hoped you would get from it? Like that you're maybe looking forward to or opportunities to certain opportunities?
I gained a lot of knowledge. Not, I have a long way to go, y'all. I realize that. Respect my journey. But I just think last year was the year of realizing things, and I realized a lot. But I think knowledge was just the biggest thing that I took.
And I love that because how old are you?
I'm turning 28 next week.
28, awesome. And for someone just doing at 28 years old and just doing this 2.5 years, that's a great answer because some people, they don't really realize that this is still a learning process.
Yeah.
We learn every single fucking day that we're in
Every
drag.
day.
We learn something new every time we're on stage. We learn something new. So that's a great attitude to have
That's
about
the
it.
beauty of drag. You're like a Pokemon, always evolving. The next thing,
Yes. What's your favorite Pokemon?
Oh, don't make me choose. Can I pick my favorite type?
Yeah.
Fairy.
Okay.
That checks
Fairy.
out.
Okay.
Or psychic.
Can I ask all three of you something here while we're here? We've been speaking on terms of social media queens and performance queens.
I'm the
that,
TikTok queen. I got this, guys.
Queens that have been in the industry doing shows. Can you tell me what you've learned working with these girls on the show? Because it's been a full range of girls. What have you learned? What are you taking away with you?
How to glue down my lace.
So we'll start there.
Thank you, Mistress Isabel Brooks.
I mean, I will say, literally what I learned is that we can all learn from each other. That's very, pageant answer, oh my God. But it's true. We all have so much to learn. The older girls about social media, the new girls about performing in a typical way. We really all can learn from each other. It's very pageant, but it's true.
No, it's totally true.
Yeah.
No, I think that's the good thing about season 15, even though we're only seeing 15% of it. It's
true.
so cool. I mean, really, going through this experience, it really is. Thank you. She's so supportive and sweet. Going through this experience, it really is a social experiment. I mean, to be locked up with no phone. I mean, some of the girls were sneaking porn. I don't know. That wasn't sent down to my door. But then eventually, whatever. The NDA is knocking on my door. But there's so many takeaways you get to really focus on yourself. And I feel like in everyday life, we don't really get that chance. We can be so in the front part of our head, I like to call it. I mean, I'll speak for myself. Maybe you guys can relate as queens, as people living on this earth. We can get very analytical about, oh my God, gotta go to the dentist and I gotta go to Trader Joe's. And you just get so, my thoughts.
Where are we going? Where are we going with
But
this?
basically what I'm trying to say is in this experience,
That's the point,
you don't have
sweetie.
any distractions. You're just focusing on yourself. You're there to learn and grow. Because if you're not learning and growing, then you're better off dead. So,
Party.
party.
Amethyst, what's your biggest takeaway, Diva?
From what?
What's your takeaway from all of this?
The knowledge, remember? Yeah. no, like,
She got you together.
Welcome back, Caramel. Welcome back.
I
Welcome
didn't
back,
mean to gather you,
Caramel.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes she runs away.
So, did you have a question, Batty? Were you
No,
gonna
no, no. Go ahead. I was just gonna tie it up and talk about Lux winning. Congratulations to
Yeah.
Lux.
Okay.
Those
Yes,
fucking
absolutely.
pants.
No, and
The
It
pants
was-
were beautiful.
The pants were so good.
So good. I want to follow up with that, with this being a sewing challenge and you guys not being able to sew.
I love that you guys find that funny.
Yeah, I love that you find it funny. I foresee in the future Lux potentially walking a runway. She definitely has the body type and how she just slayed those pants. Is that something that you would do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who would you
know
walk
what,
for?
Whoever would have me.
You know what?
Good
I would
answer.
love to walk in a circus in some stilts. Do you know what I mean? Because my 8-inch heel, well, I upgraded to 10 inches, not today. But my heel, I feel like, imagine me in a circus in stilts. I mean, these are 6 inches. This is
Those are
this is my
stilts.
conservative heel. Do you know what I mean? This is me being very classy, oh my God. But I would love to walk in a circus in stilts, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of my rap. I have a little bit. Well, actually, Spice wrote it for me, but I have a little rap.
Can we
about-
hear it?
Yeah, like being like all about the 8 inches. So it's like, I ain't a size queen, but I'm about the height. I'll have 8 inches, please, so it fits nice and tight. Ew, you perv. I'm talking about the heels. Eliminate a third, making 100K deal.
Making that money, bitch.
She was waiting to say that.
But like, do you guys get it? Like, I ain't a size queen, but I am about the height. I'll have 8 inches, please, so it fits nice and tight. Get it? Like,
Listen,
Yeah, we heard it
I
the
love
first
that she
time.
said. I love that she said. And for you dumb motherfuckers, I'll explain it.
I'm gonna say it again.
well, normally I need to like re-explain it for myself because I don't get it the first time. I need the
Wait.
teacher to go dumb it down. Here you go.
Wait, Sugar, are you Shakespeare? I think you're Shakespeare.
I think I'm God actually, but God doesn't exist. I don't know.
Oh, that's Sasha Colby.
Sasha Cole.
Sasha Colby, yeah. I'm the janitor in the corner.
Well, Divas, last week was the Snatch Game, and we did not get to see walkthroughs for the first time ever. How were your walkthroughs with RuPaul on each of your characters? And were y'all, did she like your initial choice, or did she say go with something else?
I mean, Rue definitely knew who Miley was. I mean, let's hope so. She was a judge on the show.
They did
so,
a song together.
He definitely knew who she was. He didn't know who Trisha was. Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. I don't care. What was more interesting about the walkthrough with Rue was he was giving us, he was like, oh, you guys should do like Tia and Tamara. And we're like, we want to be different
What?
and like separate
Pardon?
ourselves.
Not Mary-Kate and Ashley?
Yeah.
No, he said Mary Kate Ashley. He did.
Oh, I thought he said Tia and Tamara.
Bitch.
Oh, they're the same thing. He was like,
I don't think that would have went well for Sugar and Spice, bitch. They'd have called y'all Salt and Salty.
yeah. What was interesting, well, he said some really, okay, honestly, it's probably good they cut out the whole show because he said some very interesting things. I was like, they're going to air this on TV? So yeah, I guess they didn't.
I do remember during the walkthrough, he made Lucy spin around. He was like, oh, wow, like, you
Oh
got
my
a
God.
dong.
Oh my God, he was
And then
like,
Lucy was spinning. I was
"Lucy, you
like,
got an
work,
ass?"
sis.
No, he straight up asked Lucy. He's like, you got an ass, Lucy?
Wait, this is RuPaul
Yeah.
asking Lucy
If
if
she had an ass.
Yeah.
Why were we on that subject? Were you? We
Oh,
were
the
in the same
walkthrough.
like walkthrough.
We're
right?
walking through.
No, Rue also told Robin, he was like, why are you doing a housewife? I don't like the housewives.
Yep,
I was
that
like,
was-
ooh, okay.
And she
Oh,
did it
I know
anyway.
the housewives.
He
Doesn't
said he
know the
doesn't know
housewives.
them. Sorry, correction.
And then he was like, wait, Nene Lakes? And I'm like,
Nene Lakes. Oh my.
I was like, let's go with that.
How did you decide on Tan Mom Amethyst? Because that was very funny. That was like the first time
Thank
anyone
you.
has done a non-celebrity character.
That was
Or
scary.
that wasn't a relative of a
Well,
celebrity.
the beauty of doing like a non-celebrity with, like, we don't know. Tan Mom doesn't have quotes that like you can just think of. So the beauty of it, you can just fill it in with like whatever the fuck you want. I made up a character. I mean, not really, but like I added so much extra shit to who she was, and I think it really worked in my favor. I had a bunch of backups. I had like 4 characters that I brought with me. And for some reason, Tan Mom, when I said Tan Mom to Rue, she was like, that's really smart. Girls, what Amethyst is doing. And then she kind of like explained, and I was like, Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I'm lip syncing this week.
Now, Sugar Spice, what we saw of y'all on Snatch Game, is that actually how it went for y'all?
It was way worse. So here's the thing. It's so interesting because it's almost hard to even comment on it because what y'all saw was about 5% of what was. So it's almost like, where do we begin, you know? What's interesting...
I feel like they edited you to look way more safe. Like, a lot of people were like, oh, you didn't go big like Trisha. But Sugar went there. She went
It was,
in.
like, bad.
You channeled full-on troll, internet, antagonizing.
They cut it all out.
The one iconic line I'm so mad they cut out. You literally went up to Rue, and you were like, Rue, what's your body count? I was dead. I was
Went
dead.
up to Rue, got out of
I was
your
like,
seat.
that's a meme right there. Who's editing this? We
I
need
don't
that in the
remember
cut.
this.
Yeah,
I
I
blacked
asked
out.
him what his body count was. I was fully going off script, and I think that's why I got the axe. But basically, I was like, because for some reason, it's so interesting for Snatch Game. That was the most comfortable I was the whole time. I sat down. I had the fake titties. I had the nails that the PA put on for me that were flying off 2 seconds in. And it was like, I was like an exorcist happened. Or what
Something
is that called?
overcame you, I think.
Like
Yeah.
you could not tell me I wasn't Trisha. And what's interesting, I was like yelling at Rue. I was like, stop flirting with the pit crew. They're mine. Like, it was like a full bit. And he was like, let's get this done. Like, he was looking at me with demon eyes. He was like, girl, you're gone. So yeah.
He was pissed. He was not
But
having
it's
it,
interesting because in the edit, I honestly looked more safe than the safe girls. I said like one
no.
line.
They made me look worse than you, for sure.
Yeah, it's so weird. This whole summer we were like, because Rue was actually believe it or not, blame it on the edit. Rue was actually laughing at Spice, but he wasn't laughing at me. So we were like, how are they gonna make Spice look worse? Like, it's very interesting. Very interesting. The world of TV. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you said on social media after you got eliminated that you had something to say at Roscoe's. What was that you wanted to address? The children would like to know.
Well, you know what it is. Like, I was very
No, I don't know what it is, Sugar. I don't know what it is.
You know what
What
it
is
is.
it? What is
Okay.
it?
What is it, girl?
Basically.
Remember,
Well, how about...
you remember you're in your PR poly era.
I'm PR Polly right now. That's me. Everything was amazing. I love RuPaul so much.
No. Let's go back 30 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, what I
I
will
think
say.
you already said too much. You already said
How
too
about
much.
you say the bit that they cut out with the whole Marsha drama?
Oh, we're not going there. We're not
No,
going
you
there.
need to
No,
say
we're
it.
going there.
Wait.
No,
Hold on. Hold on, because hold on.
Hold the phone.
We're gonna get to both of these stories. I'll tell you that right now. Who wants to go first is really up to you.
Marsha's more harmless. Go with the Marsha thing.
No, sweetie, say your bit. No, basically, you thought you were going to say...
okay.
No.
Well, basically, after you get eliminated, you're kind of held into like this little lair, right? So I'm
It's true.
sitting there, and you're like,
Your
you're just
hotel.
kind of pondering your life, and you're like, well, like, am I gonna do Olive Garden tonight? Because I don't have to be on camera tomorrow. Like, it was kind of that energy.
Were you not sobbing?
You know what it was?
I made the
know what
I made
was
the
it?
PA feel really uncomfortable, I think. Because I couldn't stop crying and he was like, should I leave?
Yeah.
And I was like, no. You're really cute.
Sweetie, why are you acting all coy? You were crying. You were a mess.
I was definitely a hot mess. You know, then a little magical fairy came into my room and she was like, I just want you to know. And then she told me a lot of information and I was like, oh, that makes sense. So basically, I was able to sleep pretty at night, like while
You got
Spice
clo-
was
you
still
got closure.
slaying away.
You got
I got my closure. And you know, maybe one day we'll be able to talk about that. But
In the tell-all book.
in the tell-all book.
Oh,
But,
no, we're not making these hoes wait. They paid to see y'all.
Well, talk about the Marsha thing.
Okay, the tea I can spill because it's harmless. It's the whole Marsha thing. I truly thought they were going to keep
in
it
the workroom, like
What?
first. The whole thing in the workroom.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, the whole storyline about Marsha and the makeup and the girls are trying to help her. So we were doing a whole canned bit. We were just trying to be like, oh, let's sugar and spicify you. Let's yesify you. So we gave her our lashes and we were helping her out. It was cute. And then when it came to the main stage, Michelle asked her, she was like, Marsha, who helped you with your makeup? And then right away she was like, Lux. And then me and Sugar were looking at each other from the side. We're like, What?
Literally, we were holding each other's hands. I was like, you say something. She's
I was like, no, you say it.
I was like, I'm going to get read down more by them. You say something. So we're whispering. I'm like, say something.
So this is actually a proud moment for me because y'all know the girls came for us and I just let them. I didn't care. But this was the one time I did stick up for myself. So I was like, it got to me and then I stood up and I was like, and to Miss Forgetful Freddy down there, whose lashes are you wearing again? And then she was like, oh yeah, sugar and spices. And then Michelle goes, yeah, you should take makeup advice from them. And then I go, yeah, so just wait, what did I say? I was like, yeah, so just give credit where credit's due. And then I walked back. That was the one time I got a little spicy. It's so petty and stupid.
No, it's
Literally.
not. No, it's not. You need to stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna help
Absolutely.
somebody, just like Mistress did with you guys, you gave her the credit, so that girl needs to give you the credit, or she's not gonna get anywhere in life like that.
And because honestly, looking back now, I don't care, it's stupid. But in that moment, it did seem like she was trying to
was
kick us
mean
while
girl.
we were down. She was like, "Oh, they're in the bottom. I'm not gonna acknowledge them." It was, meanwhile, it was a whole bit.
And
We were
who was
helping her, so
this? Who
whatever.
was this?
Marsha.
The Leah Michelle of drag.
Marshalls. Yeah.
Yes, can we go back and talk
let's-
about the reading
we
challenge?
We gotta talk about this reading. Were there any reads that you can remember that were not shown
Yes.
on the episode?
Yeah.
Can you share them with us,
Come
please?
on, talk, girl.
Robin Fierce. Do you remember this?
Go in, go
Okay.
in.
What did I say? In the rare occasion that I'd ever want to kill myself, I'd jump to the top of your ego and jump all the way down to your IQ.
That's a long
Or
jump.
climb. I'd climb all the way to your ego.
Yeah,
and
yeah, that
jump
was
to your
good. That was
IQ.
good. More, please.
Let me think. Do you
What
remember
did I
any?
say to you? I can't remember what I said to you.
I don't know.
I have about one brain cell
I
left.
was
a read for
astonished
Jax.
at the lack
Sugar,
of
you had some
nose.
reads for the girls?
Yeah, what would
Well-
you have said, Chuck?
Actually, Mistress came up with this one for me. I'm pretty sure. Right? The 5'2" one?
Oh no.
Don't say it. It's kind of...
Save it
we'll
for the
save it for the
reunion.
reunion, I guess. I can just say it. They're going to cut it out of the reunion anyway.
Word, bitch.
Listen.
Well, let me tell you, you're not gonna get cut out
Okay,
here
look.
tonight.
Okay.
You know what I'm hearing is that a lot of stuff was cut out.
Yes.
So it's hard to even talk
right.
about it.
So look, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. We had Irene here, and we gave her a platform, right? She kind of missed the ball. How do you say? Is that the
Missed the mark.
Missed the mark. Because when you get a platform, you say, you know what? Everyone said that my talent was so boring. So you know what I'm going to do? The first stage that I get, I'm going to show you guys this talent, and I'm going to show you how funny it really is, right? So you take opportunity, and you say, okay, I'm going to show you guys, right? This is your stage to take opportunity right now, the platform, I want to say this. That show controls a narrative because it's a television show. It has to. It's a TV show. But it does make us feel a certain kind of way. And if it did make you feel a certain kind of way, feel free to express yourself.
I mean, I wasn't even there, so the read wasn't cut out. It's just in my brain. And it's not even good, all the hype. It's just the one that I remembered. But it was, Jax, you remind me so much of the Lady Gaga documentary. 5'2" and boring as hell.
No, you forgot the amazing part.
Oh.
5'2", amazing, and then boring as hell.
I liked it without the amazing.
So is there anything else like that you're like, this was kind of, I really wish this would have been shown or stuff like that?
Okay, there is another moment that I really wish they were gonna show. I don't know why. It's actually an untucked moment. So y'all saw us last week. We were crying. It was a whole thing. But right when we walked in, because I'm a big Tyra fan, and I don't know, do y'all remember that meme?
my God.
Where she just kind of fell over, and she was like, oh, girls, I'm feeling so tired right now. She was like, I think I'm gonna get up. And then all the girls were like, no, Spice, don't get up. And then all of a sudden I collapsed down. And then I got up, and I was like, I'm acting. Since Michelle Visage thinks I can't act, I'm acting. I was kind of referencing Tammy Brown, too. And the girls believed it.
No, they didn't.
One person did.
The way
So
Spice, the way I sat there and I was like,
Yeah. You know what? I think what it was is it just the whole situation just felt so produced and contrived. So I was like, ooh, I can give you produce and contrived. If you want to give fake, I can give you fake. So right before we walked in Untucked, I was like, Sugar, I'm doing it, and she knew exactly what I was doing. And I walked right in, and I was just feeling so weak and
all
coy.
you had to say
and
to her,
just
she just knew.
Yeah,
She knew.
I know.
She knew. Because sometimes I get bored, so we have tricks up our sleeves.
Well, you know what it is? Right. It's always, oh my God,
No, I
why do
don't
I
know
keep
what
on
it
saying
is.
What is
that? You know what it is. You know what it is. Buy my merch right now. Right before we walked in for our Untucked, they were holding us back like we were caged bull. They were like, you can't look at her because they wanted
That
everything
was
on
before
camera.
the lip sync.
Yeah, but well, before the whole time. But before we went in, they're like, don't look at each other. They wanted, everything on camera. And basically, like, we kind of exchanged that look at each other, and she was like,
Twin telepathy. Twin telepathy.
she goes, I'm doing it. And it was kind of just, after you get read down on the runway, you feel very much, you're like, well, girls, it's over. So it was giving that. And before we walked in, we just felt it was so, what's that called when someone's like a violinist in like a group? Like an orchestra?
In a symphony or orchestra.
Yeah, it felt very orchestrated, right? So we were like, we're going to give you orchestrated.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
No.
that is my kind of read, bitch. I live, and if you didn't get it, you an idiot.
Ooh, these girls, we have been waiting for y'all to come here.
Live. I fucking live.
Well,
I'm just a blonde
Okay.
bimbo.
I live. I want to take a different turn really quick. We got to see you both be very vulnerable and open up about your family and how they received both of you doing drag. I don't know about how it is for everyone's experience, but for your parents, it's like a second coming out. So I can only imagine not one but two. Both your boys are doing drag, right? So, how? Tell us more about that, and how is your relationship with your family now?
You know what it is? I think. Oh my
Tell
God!
us.
What are you going to say there?
go-to.
You know what it is?
I'm getting
You
that
need
on a
some
shirt.
merch. Your
I'm
merch
putting that on a
doesn't
shirt and
say.
I'm selling
You
it.
know what it is.
I know. So, being a baby queen in the suburbs in our house, you don't really have the luxury of just kind of like going to the club and like doing it behind their back. Like, we were literally hiding in our room. And the thing is, looking back, you just have to give everyone grace. Because with our parents, with us, of course, in that moment, that was just my emotional reaction to basically, I guess, their instant rejection. But it's like, we have to, it's new for them. And at the end of the day, I think for most parents, everyone's parents love them, right? And sometimes it comes out in weird ways. And we have to almost accept the fact that it's not always going to be tied up in a perfect bow. And, luckily, it's been better with our family, and we're all moving forward, and love and light and positivity. So that's really good. Watching it back, it was really hard because you almost black out, you don't remember what you said, and instantly you're like, oh my God, I overshared, I said too much. And you kind of...
We were really scared it was going to come off as like we were trying to bash our family, which was not the case whatsoever. I had no idea that Sugar even spilled her tea. But I think people don't realize when you're on a show like that, it's such a pressure cooker. And when they're poking and they're prodding, and then finally a straw that breaks the camel's back and everything comes out. And the thing you're crying about isn't even necessarily the thing you're saying that you're crying about. It's, oh, you missed your friend. Oh, you missed me. Like, it's just, It's a crazy situation.
You're so overtired, overworked that your emotions are like always just at the forefront.
You feel so vulnerable and raw. I remember even when I was kind of telling the girls our story, it's almost like you forget the cameras are there, and in that moment, I just needed to connect with people. I literally felt so alone, and that's why it was really hard when I got eliminated. It was almost like all of a sudden the bus left with all the kids, and you're left at the bus stop by yourself. And in that moment, I just wanted a hug, and like, that's when I really felt connected to the girls, because we walked in, and obviously it wasn't that reaction. And the whole time we really just wanted to kind of have that drag family. So you kind of finally get it. You feel accepted. You feel seen. Coming off the stage, not feeling seen by the judges, and then it's just a lot of emotions.
Well, thank you for sharing that, because everyone's story is, obviously different. Everyone's journey is different. Amethyst, how's your relationship with your family? How did they take you doing drag and whatnot?
I'm really lucky. I think I'm one of the lucky ones. They've always been so supportive. It takes time, obviously. I don't think any parent is ever like, oh my God, that's amazing, like at first, you know what I mean? I mean, maybe in 2023, times are changing, but I will say the TV show does help a lot. I will say, oh, you're on TV? That's cool. Like, but yeah, I think my dad's come a really long way. And my mom's always been my #1 supporter. So I'm so lucky that I have them.
Well, love that. Let's shout out to all those moms out there and dads that are very, very, very supportive.
I'm sure she's going to watch this. Everyone say hi to Tammy.
Hey, Tammy.
Yeah.
Hey, Tammy. Well, in addition to your families, your chosen families now that you have, with Mistress Isabel Brooks, Sugar and Spice, are y'all taking the last name, or are we still just single naming it Sharon Madonna?
So this is the gag. Like, what y'all see on the show, it looks like just Mistress is our mom, but they're completely editing it out. Fully, Malaysia became my mother, and Mistress became her mom. Yeah. So we were kind of like a quartet, you know? We're a yeah. So you don't really see me and Mistress like
You mean Malaysia?
me and Malaysia on the show. But yeah, it was definitely a quartet moment for sure. But I don't know, it was especially when Sugar left. That's when I really got to bond with Malaysia more, and she truly is one of my closest friends from the show. We literally call each other every day. I love her so much. So it was really cool. Like, it sounds so Hallmark card, but going into this, I was like, I hope I could just get one friend. Do you know what I mean? Because like, and it kind of happened.
It's kind of sad to talk about, but us being on Long Island and being on TikTok, you know, we would come into the city sometimes, and not that it was the other queen's fault of, you know, we weren't best of friends, but it's honestly, it's like you have to put yourself in other people's shoes. It's very easy to be like the victim of your own narrative, right? Like, oh my God, no one likes me, no one wants to be friends with me. But it's like, I had to think about it. Like, if I'm coming in once or twice a month, seeing these queens at the shows, you're not really going to invest in someone that you're seeing once a month, in a sense. You know what I mean? So you can't take it to heart. So I think it's like, well, also what's interesting, right before Drag Race, I kind of had some negative experience in LA with some girls. And I was like, ugh. So then going into the show, I was like, no, like, I didn't want that to be happening again. But I'll take responsibility, and I think the over-eagerness can be a turn-off to people sometimes. I think it can almost come off as, like, needy or, like, oh, my God. I mean, it's all subconscious, right? So I look back, and I'm like, okay, maybe I was not trying too hard, but my energy was... It was just a little overbearing. Because, you know, like, you want that love, you want that acceptance. So I think, like, once everyone got to know us, we all got to know each other. Some long bus rides back and forth. We're all like, oh, wait, we actually are all way more similar than we think.
And it's good that you can take that. Not many can. How old are you two?
24.
24. And it's
Girl.
it's a good thing that you can take a step back and say, you know what?
Self-awareness.
Maybe I am being a little too much,
Yes.
or maybe this
Yes.
that, because at that age, bitch, you couldn't tell me shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, bitch, 24 years
24.
ago when I was 24.
24.
I thought you were
Right?
18.
Fuck.
Drag
Damn.
queens doing
My
too much?
God,
Oh.
my God. But
Never
listen,
heard
we're
of
going to
that.
take this opportunity really quick to thank YouTube, our viewers. Thank you guys so much for watching. We love when you guys send us nice little comments, and even the negative ones. You motherfuckers be trying it sometimes.
They do.
I've been good.
But we're going to go ahead and send a couple shout-outs to some of our regular viewers on YouTube. If we can start that out with Raul from España. Hola, Raul.
Hello to Ray in Samoa.
We're going to say hey to Charles in D.C. Hey, Charles.
We're going to say hi to Tristan in El Paso.
Hello to Robin in France.
We're going to
not
say
your
hello
Robin.
to Jonas in Hawaii. Hi.
We're going to say hello to Saleh in Qatar. I get these weird. I can't even pronounce these. Yeah, I can't pronounce
This
them,
is
but-
really just seeing how we can read, and it's not good, honestly. This is all that is right here.
I know this one. Hey, Dylan in Kansas.
You got the easy one.
And I had tequila.
Hello to Ezra in Maui.
I have Ankita in India.
Hello to Elias in Sweden.
Mitchell and Cody. Hello in Montana.
We have Connor in Germany.
And Pedro in Portugal.
Thank you so much for all the comments. And there's your shout outs. We also had a couple of people say how they're like, oh my God, you guys take time. Like, seriously, get back to the viewing. And we just want to say to go fuck yourself, because we love
Naysha says
these
that.
people who comment and leave comments. And we're going to continue to send shout outs because we love our viewers. And on that note, we're going to do a Q&A.
Yeah, let's do a Q&A.
Are we good for a Q&A at this time?
We have 30 minutes, yeah.
3 minutes?
30.
30. Oh, okay.
30.
Oh, no, I'm saying you want us to chat more, or should we jump into the Q&A? Let's jump into the Q&A. So if we have questions in the audience, we're going to come down really quick.
Before we do next week's guests, I want to say we have Aura Mayori in the house.
Yes, Amethyst, cover your ears. And Robin Fierce.
It's burning! All right, do we have any questions?
All right, so I have one right over here. I'm going to start
I'm gonna head back
right
here.
over here.
Ooh, hold on. Can I get
So
those?
you're going to give us, what's up? You're going to give us your name.
Yeah, prizes or gifts.
Oh, okay, yes. Can we get that box with the little giveaways for those people asking questions? So let me get your name, where you're from, and then your question. Let's keep it light and fun. Let's not get too political or crazy. Let's go.
Hi, Naysha. Hi, everyone. So, wondering who your most constructive judge was. Who gave you the best critiques? Who really helped you while you were on Drag Race? And I'm also from Boston. Hi, ladies.
So who was the most constructive out of all the judges? That,
I was there for 1 second, so this is for the other girls.
I would personally say Michelle. Yeah, because she can kind of suck sometimes, but she always backs it up with constructive criticism.
All right, I have a question right here.
Oh, hi.
Wait, hold on. Did you?
No, it's fine.
No. We want to hear from you too.
Honestly, I will say, I feel like sometimes the guest judges are onto something because they're not there, they're not in the mix, and they're unbiased. So I do like the judges' opinions.
I agree. I feel like it's the most honest one.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
it's not.
They got
If they
nothing
like
to
something,
lose.
they're gonna say they like it, not because
Because
they
it doesn't
know
fit the
what-
narrative,
Right.
girl. Because
Right.
it's not rooting for that one girl that everybody
That's not
production is rooting for. You know what I mean? Okay, we have Batty. Did you say?
I do, right here.
We
Oh,
have
no
gifts
worries.
courtesy of World of Wonder, RuPaul's Drag Race, and House of Love. So thank them. Yes.
All right, we have a question straight back here, gals. If I could have it quiet in the galley, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. My name is Anastasia. I'm from the Mile High City, Denver. Yeah, my question is for
All right,
you.
give me 1 second, really quick, before you, because we can't hear you.
Yeah, I
so
don't wanna
listen,
cuss them out.
we're gonna take this opportunity to do a Q&A, okay? So Q&A, we ask a question, they answer it, y'all shut the fuck up right over here. Now, this is the thing. There's a whole nother separate part to the bar. If you don't want to contribute to the Q&A, which is also listening, then you can go to the front of the bar, get yourself a cocktail, get yourself some food, and do the most, okay?
Enjoy a House of Love cocktail up there. Yes.
But go right ahead, boo.
Bitch, I love you. Hi, Anastasia. Let's try this again.
Should I reintroduce?
We gotcha.
Thank you so much. Such fabulous hosts here at Roscoe's.
Thank you.
My question for Sugar and Spice, y'all are college-educated gals. What's your majors?
Fashion photography. You know what? Our canned bit for this is, went to FIT and got my degree. Now all these petty bitches trying to come for me. But you know what? We only went for 2 years. But that's a good thing about Fashion Institute of Technology in New York. Hey, it's like a 2 to 2 year program. So we only went 2 years. So I like to say I didn't drop out.
Wait, it was short and
I did a
sweet,
2-year
kind of like your
program,
run on the
too.
show.
Oh, so we're gonna go there. But it's nice. Like I like to say, I didn't drop out. I just stopped when I got the chance.
Fair.
What about you? Did you went to,
I went to theater school.
you went where?
Theater school.
Theater school.
Y'all know Scamda?
Anastasia, are you gonna take?
Me and Michelle bonded over that because she went to AMDA too, and she was like, "Where'd you go?" And I was like, "Scamda." She goes, "My alma mater." They couldn't put that on TV though because I would have gotten sued.
All right, we have a question right over here.
I'm Nick from Wicker Park, and I live there. I'm not from there. But Sugar and Spice, if you didn't lip sync against each other, who would have you liked to lip sync against, and to what song?
Oh, well, what's interesting was, you get a little list, and I remember seeing We Are Family on the list, and I go, well, they're saving that for us. So, interesting. Yeah, I would have loved to lip sync to We Are Family just for, like, the irony purposes,
No, sweetie, you didn't ask the question. He said who.
Answer, babe.
Who? Oh,
Get
answer.
the English
Oh.
language right.
I mean, who's bad at lip syncing that I can beat on this cast? They're all so good.
That's why they put me up against you.
Going into it, though, divas, did y'all think they were going to make y'all lip sync against each other?
No, on this show, never. Never. They would never do that.
Bravo.
Never do that.
On RuPaul's Drag Race, no.
Go ahead, Batty.
All right, we have a question right here.
Hi, my name is Eric. I'm from Chicago. My question is for all of you. You see a lot of Drag Race alums collaborating with big artists. Who would you collaborate and why?
Tyra Banks. I mean, I know everyone has to have their problematic fave, but for me, I grew up watching America's Next Top Model, like Spice was saying earlier, and there's something about what she did that really spoke to me. The fact that everyone saw her as a model and she was like, oh no, wait, you think I'm a model? Well, I'm also a businesswoman, a talk show host, a TV host. Like, she went there.
She's a mogul.
She rewrote the narrative for herself, and that really inspires me. Also, I love that she's a crazy ass bitch, but beautiful. I mean, for me growing up, she was the definition of drop dead gorgeous. And, you know, despite all the issues with the show of America's Next Top Model, she really did have some amazing core messages. Like, it's so corny, but I honestly felt like was the first person to say, perfect is boring. And she was kind of highlighting all the unique beauties. And even herself, with her far apart eyes and her bigger forehead, she was drop dead gorgeous to me. And she was like, no, let's celebrate what makes us different. So, love her. If we could do life size, if we could do something with her, that'd be a dream.
I mean, I would love to collaborate with Miley, but I know that she has a restraining order against my ass. She's like, no, not that one. No. So that's canned. But maybe Katy Perry, because I'm kind of her stunt double tonight. Well, a little bit.
Amethyst, you?
So something that the show was really terrible at highlighting was that I make my own music. I write, record, produce, mix, master, all of it.
Amazing.
I probably spent like 6 hours in that confessional chair talking about my music, and they decided to do the whole viral TikTok thing that I talked about for like 5 minutes. So I would love to collaborate with like one of my favorite artists, Charlie XCX or Slater.
That would be amazing.
I think that would be so fun.
Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Okay, I have a question right over here.
Hi, I'm Jose from Chicago. How are you? My question is for you girls. What are your top 3 favorite girls?
Excuse me. I'm gonna need you to bring it down for a second, or I'll show you the door. I will show you the door.
The wig comes off.
Security, right here, straight ahead in the hat. She warned me with 2 seconds. So I'm giving her the 2 seconds to either walk out or have her escorted out. You can stay right there. We'll escort you out, boo.
I love this dream.
Yeah, this ain't that kind of place. I don't know what's going on with y'all tonight.
If there's not a mic in front of you, you don't yell questions up at the people. I mean, it's just common sense.
Hi, Jose again.
Hi, Jose. I like your shirt.
Thank you. Just got it. Beautiful. My question is for you girls. What are your top 3 favorite drag queens from the whole show?
Amethyst, you want to go?
What was the question?
Top 3 favorite tops. Who are your favorite
The
tops?
whole seasons.
Oh my God.
From all seasons, from the entire franchise, your top 3, what'd you say, top 3? Top 3 drag queens.
Bob the Drag Queen.
Yes.
Maybe controversial. I love her so much. Well, and this like really underrated drag queen, Naysha Lopez. She was on the show at one point. I'm a big fan.
Rectangle girls of the world. Yeah.
I mean, I am definitely team too much. I don't care about the drag. I care about the drama and the sound bites and the reality TV of it all. Because I do drag for myself, so I want to see the craziness. So right now, on the top of my head, I will say some of my top 3 faves are Gia Gunn, Laganja Estranja, and of course, Shangela.
Honestly, can we give Gia Gunn a moment? Because we literally walk around our house.
No.
It didn't happen on the show, but it was an interview she did when she did All Stars, whatever the season was.
She read the girls down. It's so iconic.
She
It's
read
so
the girls.
messy.
Look it up on YouTube. Just so, like unprompted, she was like...
She is high performance art.
She goes terrible fashion.
Live.
People don't realize, like, the whole thing with drag comedy, she's like, where's the glamour? I want the glamour. And then people are reading her down. I'm like, babes, like, you're just falling into, like, she wants the, like, This is high performance art.
What did she say? She was like,
I'm obsessed.
Terrible makeup, crusty fashion, haven't seen one good look, living in Bob's shadow. She just went there.
Went in. Yeah.
Like, I just walk around my house and I go, terrible makeup. I just love it.
No, she said crusty makeup.
Oh, crusty makeup, because that makes it any better.
Oh my
She fascinates me.
She's definitely a character. That.
Can we get Gia Gunn at Roscoe's next week? Come on.
Absolutely not.
No, we're good. We have a question right here, girls. Over to the
go ahead.
left.
Hi, my name's Hannah. My question is for Sugar and Spice. Which one of you, if not at the same time, showed interest in doing drag first?
Ooh. Did the egg or the chicken cross the street?
That's the phrase. That's the phrase.
You know what it was? It's interesting. We kind of have this joke that we've been doing drag since we popped out of the womb. Because, we had the blankets around our head and, like, the little...
Like every
kitten
other little
heels.
gay boy having the blanket tied
Yeah.
around their head thinking it's hair.
It was more of a self-discovery journey for us, honestly, where I feel like we both went to FIT, and I feel like right before I came back home, back to Long Island, that was the furthest I was from myself. I feel like when I was in school, I stopped playing with my dolls. I wasn't doing my doll photography. I was literally turning into... I was conforming, honestly, and I didn't realize. So it wasn't until I came out to my parents, but me coming out, it's kind of like, bitch, that glass door... That door was see-through, you know what I mean? Like, everyone knew.
It was glass.
So it's like, it wasn't until we both kind of were on our self-acceptance journey, because we were taking photos of other people. We were like, because we took photos of our dolls, we're like, well, I guess we got to make a career out of this, so we're going to take photos of people. But it still wasn't fulfilling, because I was like, no, I want to do it all.
We were selling ourselves short.
Yeah. And it's not until we found drag. Well, it's interesting. Me talking a mile a minute, opening up Pandora's box. I'll wrap it up. I'll keep it short and sweet.
Get to the answer. She wanted to know if we both did it.
Who did it first?
It was mutual. It was mutual. It was mutual.
So same time.
Stay tuned.
10 hours later with Sugar.
All right, I have another question for you right over here.
Hello, my name's Kyle. As a little gay boy from the suburbs who does makeup, what is one tip that you have for baby queens from the suburbs?
I say take photos of your makeup. That's what helped us get really good. And now when I say take photos, I have this thing. I feel like when you get in drag, I mean, you don't even have to be doing drag. If you're going out with the girls, having a good time, you kind of have drag blindness. Like, you're in the look, so you can't really clock if you look good or not. You take a few shots and you're feeling yourself and you're like, ooh, I'm so hot. And the next day you're like, oh, sweetie, that was hot boo-boo garbage. So you have to take the photos and you have to analyze and you have to look and you go, why do I look ugly? And then you got to get the editing apps. And then you edit yourself to how you, like, if you want to be giving, what are the kids saying nowadays, cunt?
Snatch.
Right, if you want to look snatched or giving cunt, you have to, then edit yourself and be like, okay, so now let me change that to my actual self so I can be Photoshop in person.
I mean, I will say, you kind of, especially for me at least, it wasn't the pictures, it was the video, because we were on TikTok, and that's video. So I could take a cute picture, but I would always judge myself by how I looked on video.
Oh, do the video, yeah.
Yeah. So I would judge myself how I looked on video, and I was kind of a little too harsh and a little too critical, but that's what made me grow. I'd be like, oh, I don't like that. That shape isn't good. You really just have to study your face because it's all math. It's all science. Everyone has different features. That's why I love makeup so much. I love looking at someone and being like, okay, well, they have closer together eyes, but if you put this here and you do that, and to create the perfect, quote unquote, facial convexity, I think that's the word.
Ooh. Spice doing math. Spice doing math.
Spicing
I know a word. Oh my
That is
God.
the biggest word you've ever said.
All right, we have a question
I
right
love that.
here.
Kyle.
I'm Mallory. I'm from Chicago. I'm also a twin, so I'm curious. Sugar, did you try to get Spice to give you details on what happens the rest of the season? And Spice, did you tell her?
You know what I will say? So when the season is completely done, right? So that's when it's all wrapped and everyone has to go home. I remember the PAs were like to be a fly on that wall with Sugar and Spice when we finally met up again, right? So
I think we'll say it when.
Well, you know
we'll
what?
say what we actually said to each other
At the end of the season.
At the end of the season.
Because it was an iconic moment.
We can't give it away now, but it was iconic.
We had an iconic moment with the PA that, yeah.
So we're gonna wait for that answer.
We literally can't say.
Just 2 more months, girl. Hang on. All right, baby. Name? Where are you from?
I'm Adam. I'm from the Chicago area. My question is for everyone. When you were on the season, when the girls walked in, who was the one that you're like, oh, bitch, why are you here? Now, we're not winning.
I think I was that girl. I think they were like, bitch, why are you here? Not in the way of like, oh, you're going to win. They're like, get the fuck out. So, I don't know.
Amethyst, what do you
yeah,
think?
what do you think?
I mean, y'all saw like my face in real time, like realization after realize. I mean, first Connecticut Queen, and then Lucy, Robin, and
They
then
set you up with that
the
one.
two TikTok queens walk in right after.
Well, you know,
I will say about Miss Thist over here. Her and Robin were the two girls that were so sweet to us. You never judged us. You never came for us, and for that I bow down.
Oh, thank
like
you.
your kindness was so appreciated.
what we were saying before
fully. Yeah.
about Amethyst is the thing that if you just know Amethyst in person, she is so supportive and so loyal, which is just it's honestly
I'm an
it's hard to
Aquarius.
come by. And she was just that calming force for me, just always so positive, and I honestly feel like it comes across on the screen.
For sure.
For sure. And
Thank
like
you.
what I was saying earlier, like watching you, if I was a baby drag queen, like or not even doing drag, you would inspire me so much because you had such an amazing attitude and you have so much tenacity. And you're like, you know what? Like I don't know how to sew, but I'm gonna like I thought you still looked good. You know what I mean?
Thank
And I
you.
loved how you said before. You're like, it's a journey.
That was a
'Cause
very
it's so
convincing
true.
lie. I really enjoyed that.
You better believe it, bitch.
Thank you, babe. Thank you.
All right, we have a question right in the front here from Steph.
Oh, don't even have to introduce myself. Thanks. So Sugar and Spice, you guys have talked a lot about how your drag comes from your inner child. And first of all, I want to say thank you for that because I really relate to it. And I think you've articulated that journey really well. And it's been really amazing and beautiful to watch. So for anybody, if you were to set a runway challenge based on something from your childhood, what theme would you pick?
Ooh, my initial thought was like early 2000s pop stars. So everyone, it's Pink, it's Britney, it's Christina, it's all like the iconic girls and do a look. I feel like that'd be cute.
I feel like they wouldn't be able to do a runway of what I wanted because it'll all be copyrighted, right? I'm like, let's do Disney Channel. Like, let's see a bitch as like, what was that show with Amanda Bynes? Oh, well, that wasn't Disney Channel. I love it. I love the Amanda show. I mean,
All
Spice
that.
literally did the hillbilly version of Amanda.
And now it's time for a hillbilly moment.
I'm gonna hit you in the head. Oh.
That's enough for me.
So fun story. I live with a 6-year-old, and we got her into Drag Race. It's kind of bad, cause she'll just say like, they're calling each other bitches. Can I say that? It's so funny. But she loves to quote the show, and her new thing is, ahoy, ahoy, ahoy. And then I swear, I heard her yesterday, out of nowhere, just go, a big girl, where?
Oh my God.
And I was like, do you even know what you're saying? I'm like, you don't know what you're saying.
Who
Oh,
is
she's the
this
cutest
6-year-old?
thing. So I am currently like in between living situations. After I came back from filming, my lease was up, and I didn't want to because I knew I was going to be touring this year, and I kind of want to move somewhere else.
Where's the kid come from?
So I'm living with 2 friends that are in their 30s, and I do theater with. Well, I used to, and they have a 6-year-old.
Okay, thank you.
Have you thought of a city yet that you might be moving to?
I'm thinking of going back to New York.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
nice.
you, that one person.
Well, listen, you're in Chicago, and so when you're in Chicago, it's either Chicago or New York. So you said Chicago. I
Yeah.
mean, you said New York, so everyone here's like, well, fuck that, whatever. Like, you get what I'm saying? So look at now. Just say you're gonna move to Chicago.
I'm gonna move to Chicago.
Do you see? You see how that works?
And we love noses
See
here.
y'all soon. Spice literally didn't know where Chicago was. She was like, wait, where is it? Like close to New York? Like, I was like, girl.
For some reason, I thought Chicago was by LA. I don't know why. I thought it was like Midwest. I don't know why. But then I got here and I'm like, wait, I grew up on New York.
Baby.
Wait,
it
who
is
was
Midwest.
Here? Somebody was here last week and was
it-
like, you guys have mountains, right? We were like, no mountains in Michigan.
You're right,
bro.
though. It is Midwest.
I mean, yeah.
It is.
It's giving New York.
It's not West Coast, which is probably what you were thinking, yeah?
Also, Naysha gagged us at the airport this morning. I thought you were a Chicago girl this whole time. And to find out you're an LA girl, wow,
I live in LA, but Chicago's my heart.
I live. Yes.
Good answer.
For now.
I have what you
I'm just playing.
Bitch,
I love
don't-
you.
Don't you dare try it, you bitch
It's
from
not our show tonight.
Michigan.
It's their show.
You're from fucking Michigan. Don't try it.
And I'll still whoop a bitch's ass.
Hit her. Hit her.
We have a question over here.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Question. Thank you for taking my question, Jamie from around the corner. Question: because adopted daughters from Mistress Isabel Brooks, it seems like she's going through it on social media. Have you talked to her recently? How's she doing, and what can we as fans do to help in terms of getting her account restored?
I love that. I love
my
that.
mama, Mistress. Unfortunately, I don't
She's
think.
watching. Hi, Mistress.
Hi, Mistress, baby. She's like, girls, don't cause too much of a mess. I can't wait till Mistress is here because that's gonna be wild.
No, Mistress, she wants us to be messier.
No, she would have said, girl, don't act a fool up there.
Yeah,
Don't act
I
a
know.
fool.
Don't act a fool, girl. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything the fans can do. It's a thing with Instagram. So there was the whole mess with like Well, Mistress is so funny because she was like, girl, Marsha doesn't have enough fans for them to cancel me. Like, I was like, oh.
You know, I think it's because she, I think the name Mistress, I think Instagram, I think they think it's like some sort of
OnlyFans
OnlyFans thing, and she was posting her merch that says like mistressisabelbrooks.com. So I think maybe that has to do it. Instagram doesn't. I think they just like try to take down
It's
accounts.
such a bummer though, because imagine you're on the show. This is your moment. Your Instagram is like your connection to your fans, your platform, and it's consecutively getting shut down. So hopefully it gets it together because she does not deserve that.
The good thing is, with the attention that she's getting now, it will get resolved. It'll be fine.
But
It'll
also,
get
I
resolved.
do want to piggyback off of that. There has been a lot of, she's been getting a lot of hate because she's an old school queen and she knows how to read a girl down, just like Naysha and I did each other. We're okay with that. We find that the younger kids, they don't understand it and they're a little more sensitive in that way. So I feel like that also has been a part of that journey with social media being done.
Absolutely.
Just be kind and be nice to each
Yeah.
other. If you can't fucking put a heart on it, just move by it, bitch, okay?
And listen, us three especially, we work with each other every single week. The shit we say to each other or like read each other, I mean, you do it out of love.
Yeah.
When Mistress is saying like, oh no, girl, that's not gonna work. Would you rather say, yeah, go, look a fool, and not say anything and lie to you and say, yeah, go, wear that? You see what I mean? There's like no winning. You guys have to understand she's just being honest, and it comes from a place of love. It is not a negative place, and that is how we grew up doing drag,
Absolutely.
being honest with each other.
Yeah.
Now, on that note, I have another question over here.
Okay,
Can
go
I do
ahead,
this
and
one
then
real quick?
Yep, I got two over here.
Hi, my question is for Amethyst. Not to brag, I am from Connecticut.
I'm so sorry.
My question is, what is the worst part of growing up in Connecticut? The worst part, yeah.
Connecticut.
All right, we got a question over here, gals.
Hi, I'm JM. Hi, everybody. This is for anybody who has been anywhere near like the editing floor or especially Snatch Game.
Oh, no.
There are so many opinions from the judges who were not in the room for Snatch Game. What do they get to see that they get to judge you on?
Honestly, I have a theory that they only show the judges the tops and the bottoms. Because, like, you know, like, why would they show
lot to get through.
the judges, like, the full raw footage? So, you know, I mean, they're just doing their job. They're just doing what's presented to them, so.
I mean, speaking of editing, I call her Sugar the editor. She slays down. I mean, we both edit all of our stuff, but all the videos, all the music videos that we post, Sugar will go through like 50 minutes of footage, cut them down. I'll come in and we'll go through it. That's why we love doing drag, especially on social media. We love the editing process. We love creating visual content. So we always have a joke. We're like, Sugar, you need to be editing for Drag Race. Put in those bits. You know what I mean?
Honestly, that was my thing. Like, when it came to our lip sync, we had this whole bit where we had like these fake teeth, and it was like, honestly, it was like the whole song that we had these fake teeth. Like, it was even crazier than you saw. Like, I got up on her back, and I was like riding it like a cowboy. We got on the floor. We were doing candlesticks, and it was all left on the cutting room floor.
Even crazier, and I was like, why was it this
Like, if
show?
y'all thought that was cringy, it was even cringier. I'm like, why? It could have been even more iconic if they showed the cringe. Bitch, I was on the floor doing candlesticks, and I threw my shoe too. I'm like, why? And then, whatever. Sugar the editor should have been in there. I'm like, girls, I don't care how long it takes. I'll cut to the reaction shot. I'll make it shady. I don't care.
Done it.
I would have gladly have done it. So maybe, you know, if drag doesn't work out. Hi, World of Wonder. I'm here.
No, you know the worst thing about Connecticut? Sorry. No, because there's a fucking Dunkin'
Welcome
Donuts
back.
on every corner. Like,
There's a what?
A Dunkin' Donuts on every corner. It's so
shit.
unnecessary.
Same here. Same here.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's Dunkin' everywhere.
So really quick, we only have 5 minutes, so let's try to get through these questions. Really quick answers, really quick questions. Go ahead, Batty.
All right, I have one right here.
Hey, my name's Rex. This one's more for Amethyst. When you learned that you were on Connecticut versus the World, were you worried about the drag scene in Connecticut?
Yeah, but no. I was excited for the drag scene in Connecticut because for me, I was really excited to showcase all the talent that we have. Wig designers, costume designers. That's about it. But I was really excited to showcase that side of Connecticut and like all the amazing artists that we have here. There.
All right, we have one more right back here.
I have one right here, hold on.
Hi, my name is Felix. I'm from the west suburbs. Thank you. Like, y'all are slaying the Boost House down. I love the outfits. My question is, knowing what you know now, if you were to do it all over again, what would you change?
I wouldn't do it. Oh, wait. Whose answer was
honestly,
this?
honestly.
Wait, who was that directed to? Sorry, I was just...
to you.
Oh, okay.
Well, Sugar, I feel like your actual answer the whole time you were like, I wasn't in my nullification era back then.
Honestly, it was devastating. I wasn't in my nullification era. Now, if people don't know what that is, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. But, like, to have a really long nail, like, look at Spice right now. It's like half the nail. Like, you need a nail that, like, will pick a booger, maybe, like, tuck in something.
So pick your nose before you pick a me, and if you suck a D, never do for free.
Anyways, but yeah, I'm just devastated I wasn't in my nullification era. Like, I was giving stub. And it's not that I'm against a stub, but, like, I need, like, a long nail now, you know? So that's devastating.
I mean, I will say for myself, the one thing I would...
short and sweet.
Oh,
They want it short and
The
sweet.
thing I would have changed is I wish I was wearing my hoop earrings. I couldn't find them, so Lucy
No one
was so
cares,
sweet.
girl.
She
No
gave me
one
her
cares.
earrings. No one cares, but I wasn't in my hoop era because I couldn't find them.
Okay, I got one more question over here.
Hi, ladies. My name's Jesse. I'm from Chicago. My question's inspired by Amethyst. What is your favorite crystal or gemstone?
I'm not into that shit, girl. No, like in my Meet the Queens, when I was like, it's my birthstone, like it's just my birthstone, and it sounds cute, and it's one word, like Jesus, and that's it. That's it. There's really not like I guess you could. I'm a stoner, so like I guess you could take like stone. Like,
do you like purple?
I do like purple.
Okay, we can start there.
Sugar, spice, favorite stones, gems?
You know, stones are cute, but I'm in like my whole spiritual era, you know?
Sugar the Prophet.
Yeah,
many eras are you in?
like,
A lot.
well, recently me and Spice, we've been going on our walk, so like she's the weedy of us, and like she's always smoking. I used to be incapable, but now we'll pop in an edible, and like we'll be working so hard, and we'll literally walk through the Hollywood Hills, high as kites, and honestly, I recommend it to anyone, because you can really kind of gain that better perspective. You can step outside of yourself, and you're high, and you're listening to music,
So if you
appreciating
ever
yourself.
wonder what Sugar and Spice are up to, we're probably walking on a random street in LA, high as a kite, listening to music, zoning out, and feeling good.
Well, speaking of that, I have Ivan right here who wants to know.
What's next for you guys after all this is over?
Absolutely nothing. I'm gonna go down. Honestly, I'm so excited for the world to end. And I know that sounds like really dark, but like I'm really hoping that like the world cracks open like an egg and we all hold hands like we're about to like go to church, but instead we jump into the flaming pits of hell together. But I feel like it would be cut in like the gay afterlife, like Rue would be there, and like we walk in, we would see the red lights, and all the gays would be like fucking and humping, and I'm like, wow, this really is hell. So yeah.
I don't think that was the answer he was expecting.
It was the answer I gave, and it's the answer everyone will accept. Thank you.
Wow.
Amethyst.
Okay.
What can we
Probably
expect
gonna get back
from
on
you in the
my
future?
my music grind. I want to put out more music, and I think thanks to the show, I can maybe finally stop doing everything by myself and like create some kind of like creative team and like find a producer. You know.
Y'all check out Amethyst's music, please. It is amazing. The
you.
vocals, the beats,
Thank
everything.
Also, check out their music video.
Nope. Just
yeah.
mine.
No, all of no, bitch. We're lifting up baby shit.
When are you gonna put it on streaming?
We're trying to get it on Spotify, so we'll see.
Let me know if you need help. I got you.
All right, we have one more final question before we jump into Untucked. Quick.
Hi, my question is for Sugar and Amethyst. What is the one challenge that you would have loved to do that you didn't get to do on Drag Race?
Ooh. You know, I really wanted to do the design challenge.
Okay.
Good job, Naysha.
We really can't answer that question because they can't reveal future runways. So they could only answer what runways you've seen. Do you get what I'm saying? So they can't tell you, hypothetically speaking.
My favorite one is
the Batty
Madonna.
runway. I wish
Ooh,
I
the
could do
Batty
that one.
runway.
It's in 2 weeks. Or challenge. Oh, challenge.
I was gonna say the Rusical because there's a Rusical every season.
There's a Rusical.
Yeah.
Okay. Any challenge that you know?
Definitely the design challenge. I would have loved to have done like an acting challenge.
Acting?
That would have been so fun. Cause like I'm a crazy ass bitch, but like give me a script. Like we were like the little like secret, like we didn't say it on the show, cause like we were giving camp, we were giving bit, but like we actually do have experience like in middle. Well, is that really experience doing middle school theater and high school? But like we were like the ugly stepbrothers and all that
5
stuff. So
seconds.
acting's fun.
We're on in 5 seconds. By the way, I love she uses
Do you know
the
what it
word
is?
bit. That's so old school. Like,
So
let me
a
show
little
you my
bit.
bit real quick.
We
Like,
love a bit.
I love that you.
All right,
use
you
that
guys,
word.
we're gonna jump in and watch Untucked. One thing we didn't touch base about was you guys were talking about when you guys walked into the workroom. I'm sorry. What was it like seeing Sasha Colby?
We were in
We
the
were in-
other
we were in the other group.
So this whole time, everyone was like, "Oh, did y'all see the Sasha Colby meet and greet?" We were the second day,
Right.
So we met when we
out of
all out of
When we- yeah.
drag. So
At the rehearsal, yeah.
I was just freaking out because she was the one person I knew on the cast because I guess the rest of the girls were able to
And
like
Lux.
figure it out.
And Lux.
Oh, and Lux, of course, her and Lux. So yeah,
We're-
super excited.
Speaking of entrances, okay, you guys had your own rooms. Is that correct? Did you guys have your own rooms? Okay, so how did that come about? That you're like, okay, so did you tell production like, listen, fuckers, like we're gonna walk in together.
Oh my God.
that's it. Like, blah blah. Like, how did that come about? Because you're separated, right?
Honestly,
You go.
Actually, you know what? Start from the beginning because I want to know this. Did you guys get cast separately,
Yeah.
or did you get the call together? Like, how did that go? And then go into the entrance.
We fully auditioned separately. We fully got the calls separately, all that. But for the entrance, we knew that it had to be an iconic twin moment. Like, this is a moment. So we were trying to call them. We're like, we have ideas. Like, and we were
literally
telling them all our
called
ideas.
them because it was like a few days before we had to go because then you get into the whatever. So we were like, hey, like we want to walk in together because they're telling you like, oh, you need to kind of have like your line ready to go, da da da. We were like, we need to know if we're walking in together or not. We're like, what are your plans? We would love to do it together. And then basically they kind of took it from there. Yeah, and we were able to kind of practice before, if you will, and that's where they kind of dropped the ball. You see the bit in Untucked, it's kind of like was going around social media of us walking out of those little vans. That was kind of us doing a bit. They didn't have the camera when we first saw each other in the
wish
van.
the cameras were actually rolling,
Like
yeah.
that was us like acting, right? We're like, oh my God, I'm so shocked you're here. But like, if they had a camera right when we saw each other in the van, like they let Spice in, we screamed on top of our lungs. That was the first time we got into drag without each other. I was like, it's crazy because that's our thing. We always do it together.
And it was multiple days without seeing each other at that point, so we were so excited to see each other.
I was
yeah.
like, wait, Spice, like, did you tell them, like, you gotta get the frying pan? Like, you know what I mean? So there's just, like, little things. But we literally screamed. I was like, oh my God, like, you look so good. I was so proud of her. It was really cute. And then
Wait.
she had to take a shit in the thing, and I was like, oh my God,
Okay,
they're coming.
That's what I was gagged that they also cut out.
What's
when
the
I
frying
first walked
pan
into
for,
the
though?
work. When I first,
the frying pan is, you know.
y'all
just-
had your own cooking shows in those rooms.
I know.
They bought groceries. They brought their own like cooking utensils.
It's very luxe
and
now.
Oh, y'all know how to cook.
Yeah. They were like,
Oh,
they
never
were like,
mind.
cooking
Never
is more
mind.
Costco cooking.
Sugar
It's
and Spice
put
were
it
like,
in
we're
the
done
oven.
with takeout.
Come on, ramen.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say the first thing I said to the girls, because I could sense their like tense energy, I just wanted to break the ice. So out of nowhere, I just go, who else just took a big shit? I just took a big shit. And then they all looked at me. They were like, what? But basically, I did that because I was trying to be like, say the most dumb things so they can let loose. Like, I just embarrassed myself. Now you can embarrass yourself. So I'm mad they didn't keep that in, but whatever. Maybe it's for good.
Yeah, it's for
Yeah.
the best.
Are there other siblings than you two, or is it just you two?
Well, yes, actually,
brother
our
here.
straight brother is here in the audience tonight.
Where?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he's
of
at
course
the
they're at the
bar.
bar.
Oh, he's not at the bar anymore, bitch.
He
If you know what somebody's got him, bitch.
I will say about our brother, he's always been so supportive and kind for us. It's so funny. We would bring him to drag shows back when we were in New York, and for some reason, we would be with our whole gaggle of gays, and he would be the one leaving with a hookup. He would find the one straight girl. I'm like, really, bitch? But he always finds his way.
What's his name?
Kerrigan Fox.
We don't need the whole thing. Everybody say hi, Kerrigan.
Okay, so really quick. Malaysia mentioned strengths and insecurities. What do you ladies think are your strengths and your insecurities?
Well, me and Spice are definitely the lip sync assassins of season 15. I mean, I think it's really important to acknowledge your strengths and your weaknesses, and then forget about your weaknesses and then lean into your strengths. My word this year was all about leaning in. And it's like...
Also, lean into the weaknesses, too. Why not?
Well, I guess, but it's like, lean into the things you're sickening at. Because there's, like, if you're not a good dancer, there's a million bitches that are good at dancing. So let them dance, and you do the thing that you're really strong at. I don't really believe in being a jack of all trades. I'm like, if you got one thing, do that.
I mean, I will say my strength is definitely being a dumb bimbo whore. So
With the canned
I
bit.
stick to that, you know. And I stick to my canned bits because, you know, you need your bits. Every drag queen needs their bits, okay?
Honestly, Ru said that. Another thing cut out, but he was like, girls, you gotta have, like, your things ready to go. Well, he kind of says that every season about, like, what's his saying that he says? Like, oh, the weather's lovely or something?
Yep.
Or how's your head? I don't know.
A canned bit, we love that.
A canned bit.
And Amethyst, what about you? Some
Amethyst.
strengths and areas of improvement?
I think a good strength of mine is perseverance and not giving up. Guys, I was in the bottom like 3 times. Did you know? Did you know that? And then weakness.
And here you are, booked and blessed.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Weakness would be doubting myself and like getting super in my head, which I think was my weakness on the show and the reason for my exit. Also, I can't sew, you know. That might have had something to do with it. Now that I think about it.
Miss
Yeah.
this, I will say.
What are you
watching
saying? What are you saying?
Miss this.
My list can't take that.
Now say that 5 times fast. But I will say, watching you, like all those months ago on the show compared to now, you are a completely different person. Obviously, it's hard when they tear you down like that, but I feel like your confidence has grown, and I feel like you haven't let it affect you, and look at you now.
Thank you.
And that's why it hurts so bad to see that.
We were talking about it earlier. I'm like, you're always evolving. You're always finding new things to improve on, and I think watching myself on the show is a huge help.
You gotta make love to the never-endingness of the journey. I love that.
Well,
doesn't it seem so far away? Like that time? Does it
Yeah.
seem
Oh my God. Feels like 3 years ago.
I'm looking back, I'm like, what were those lashes I was wearing?
Okay, before we get back into this lip sync once again, we've had some lovely special guests, including Janelle Monáe and Ariana Grande. Unfortunately, y'all got the icon Vivacious. How was that walking in? And when you found out the other girls got to see Ari, were you livid?
Did you know who Vivacious was?
I mean, I got to lip sync for both of them with their own music, so that's pretty cunty, if you ask me. How do you feel?
I will say I found Vivacious fascinating because I could tell she was in such a bad mood and she wasn't looking at any of the girls. I was trying to smile. I was trying to holler for a dollar. I was like, "Hey, Bill."
It was giving I'm paid to be here.
And she was not looking at
But
anyone.
you know
she was
what?
looking at those
No,
cameras,
but-
and I was like, "Work."
So what I will say about Vivacious, she has been so supportive and sweet online. So, like, we love that. I mean, at the end of the day, like, she was probably just collecting her check. She's like, I don't want to talk to you, bitches. So she was living her best.
I'm obsessed that she was that unbothered. I love it.
No, yeah, it was cunty. I live.
And then another question I had for y'all, all three of you. It was the first time in Drag Race history. We've had choreographed moments, but we've never had a choreographed lip sync. Amethyst, how was that for you and the girls watching it from behind? And then Twins, how was that for y'all in the moment?
I was so entertained. I never really got to like tell y'all, but we were very entertained.
Did you realize what was going on in the moment as it was happening, or were all the girls like, they
well,
do this?
I also saw them choreographing before we went.
You know what it was? If we weren't crying our eyes out during all of Untucked, it would have been
could've
even
mi-
more
yeah.
choreographed. We had about 10 minutes. We said,
No, that was the
All right,
funny
girls,
thing.
what the hell we gonna do now? I was like, we gotta pull it together. I was like, it's so funny that they didn't show the teeth part
You're
because
like, "Get the teeth,
I was
get
like,
the
I
teeth."
need the teeth, get the teeth. And then I had a little cigarette, like I was like going through the props. I'm like, oh, what you gonna do?
We
Wig
were,
reveal?
we were about to pull out all the stunts. We were going fully crazy.
We were gonna troll them because they trolled us. So
No,
it was
but-
kind of like an F you to them.
Yeah, but also
and that's probably why they cut it out.
No, but also what's interesting is that I remember Aura was listening to the music. I was like, why are you listening to that? You are not lip
sweet
syncing.
soul. She
Stop.
was sitting there listening to the music, giving beatboxer. I'm like, girl, you really think they're gonna miss this chance to put us next to each other? Girl, bye. But like, or I love you. But it was funny. I'm like, no, babes, it's our moment, unfortunately.
Since you brought that up, did you guys think about that at home where you're like, okay, bitch, they might put us to lip sync against each other. Did you guys think about that?
Always. Well, you know, when Sugar iconically talked about, are you a porch person or a bike person? We would go on our magical bike rides and we would just talk and we'd be like, oh my God, imagine if we were on that show and we did this and if we did this. So yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately for us, I was like, well, normally they keep like the untalented Swink a few more episodes, you know? Like, why can't I coast a few more episodes on being pretty? Come on.
Please make some noise for Amethyst!
Yes! Amethyst. So proud.
Also, make some noise for our other guests this evening, Miss Sugar and Spice.
Stick around at 10:30. We will have performances from your hosts and our 3 special guests. In addition, go ahead, Batty.
Is it my turn? Okay. And also, don't forget next week we have Aura Mayori and Robin Fierce in the house.
Work. Yes. Did you guys have a good time, Roscoe?
No, we said, did y'all have a good motherfucking time? Well, my name is Batty Davis.
My name's Caramel DeVille.
And my name is Naysha Lopez. It was an absolute pleasure to have you guys. Make some noise one more time for our guests. And stick around, 10:30, YouTube. Thank you for watching.
Bye,
have a good
YouTube.
night.
Bye.